Right, so I'm going to walk through a standard cabin on Seabourn. This is cabin 726 on Seabourn Sojourn, but the cabins are going to be pretty much the same across the fleet, really, in terms of layouts. Sojourn is one of the older ships in the fleet, but even so, still in really good condition. We've walked into the cabin. First door on your left as you come in is the bathroom. Bathrooms are really quite impressive on Seabourn. You can see you've got a twin sink. You can see me there in the mirror. You also have a separate bath, and also, if I walk in and come round, a separate walk-in shower as well. So it's not a combination bath and shower. It's two separate items. You'll have to forgive the mess. We're actually kind of living in the suite at the moment. But you get a choice of soaps when you get on board. You've got some nice molten brown toiletries. You get 4 big towels, also hand towels, little flannels on there and so on. You know, the toiletries are really nice. The molten brown stuff's lovely. We use it at home. In the UK, it's, you know, £15 a sort of pot. So you know, it's a good quality toiletry product, shampoo and so on. Little vanity unit just in here, little makeup area. You've also got some plugs, so you put your hairdryer in there. You get a hairdryer in the cabin. On the left hand side down here we have a little walk-in wardrobe, and as I say, once again, do forgive the fact that we've got all our clothes lined up ready there. Good storage. You've got drawers in there. You've got a safe. The safe will take a laptop, so it's a good size safe, simple combination. You get robes when you get on board. In terms of kind of cabin size, so a standard balcony cabin on Seabourn is around about 300 square feet. To put that into perspective, on a normal cruise line, you'll tend to find your standard cabins around about 180 square feet. So for sort of equivalency, you'd probably have to get a junior suite if you were on a normal cruise line, to compare it like for like with Seabourn's standard balcony cabin. And you know, when you take that into consideration, you also remember the fact that Seabourn is all inclusive, so there's nothing to pay for drinks or specialty dining. It makes, you know, the fare you pay a fairly reasonable fare on Seabourn. It's very well priced. Bedside cabinets, you have USB connections on both sides. And obviously lights and so on. The bed we've got set up as a double. It's early on in the cruise, so we're still talking to each other. Obviously, if we fall out, you know, I'll get them to pull the beds apart, and you can get 2 single beds in there. You'll sometimes find that you get the sofa there can convert on some cabins for a third-person occupancy. Inside here, you've got various drawers and so on. And one of the things you get on Seabourn is you get a stocked mini bar included in your, there you go, in your suite, and you can have a choice of items in there. So before the cruise, they'll ask you what you want and set it up for your preference. You can put spirits in there, wine, soft drinks, whatever you want. So quite nice. Television in there. So on Sojourn, that's a kind of reasonably old-fashioned TV. It's on demand still. We were on Ovation earlier on in April, and that was a much more modern television, larger TV. So as I say, you know, there'll be some variance between the various ships, but the basic layout and the size is the same. Lots of storage in all the drawers there. You've got an area here where you can, a little table, a chair. You can do in-suite dining. I've got to be honest, we don't do in-suite dining. We always go to the kind of restaurants, but that's where it would be served if you wanted to. And this is a good size space. You know, you kind of walk around. As I say, equivalency, you're probably looking at a junior suite on a normal cruise line. And then, of course, the balcony. And as you can see out there, we've got a couple of chairs, table, and so we've got a full glass screen on some of the lower decks. I think deck 5, it's a metal divider there with a little bit of glass on the top. But once you go up the ship, it's all glass. So yeah, this is a kind of basic cabin that you get, but they're really generously sized, and you know that you sort of nice and easy to live with if you're on board, either for a week, couple of weeks, or longer. But yeah, hope you found that useful. Just thought I'd do a very quick walkthrough of the video. I've made some videos of Seabourn cruises, and people have always said, "Oh, you never show us what the cabin is like." Well, there you go. And they're called suites, by the way, on Seabourn, but I'm going to call it a cabin. So there you go. Hope you found that useful.